I very nearly came out of the womb wanting to be a fashion designer, right? Well, what inspires every little girl to want to be a fashion designer? The number one thing is like saving the world so that we don't die and drown in waste. Hi, my name is Isabella Li Kostrzewa. I am a fashion design student here at the Parsons New School of Design in New York City. And my friends call me Izzy, so that's what you can call me if you see me. I grew up in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. No one is fashionable. I would wear something 1/10 of this weirdness and it's like crazy and people are stopping in the streets to like yell at you. I was really, I think, put in a box for such a long time with design. I didn't even really understand like what high fashion was and what design really was until fairly recently. But yeah, so I think just like the sort of beautiful characters that fashion allows you to take on really mystified me as a young girl, as it does any young girl, and really made me want to be a part of the industry. And since I was like 2 or whatever, 4, and I couldn't be a model and I never thought that that was a possibility, I was like, of course I'll be a designer. What else is there to be? I would be a manatee, absolutely I would be a manatee. Sustainable design, yeah, there's so much that interests me about sustainable design. Well, the number one thing is like making it so that people don't have to lose their lives for like $5 t-shirts that get worn twice. You know, a lot of people don't care at all, and it would be so easy just to be like, do whatever the heck you want. But you really do, when you're pursuing design, when you're pursuing any sort of design, need to be thinking about like, how do my choices affect the people around me and the people in the world. Like, fashion and apparel and textiles is the second most wasteful industry next to oil and gas. And there's just so much that people don't know about cotton farming, about the way that clothes are produced, about the way that dyes and textile production methods pollute the earth. It's so horrible. Like, it got to the point where I was almost like, do I even want to pursue design? Like, I was so close to just being like, I'm gonna pursue photography, I'm gonna go be an engineer. Like, I really didn't want to pursue fashion design because it just was really revealing itself to me as all the materialism and vanity and consumerism that is involved in the fashion industry.
This mangled pile was home to 4 textile factories and a shopping mall. But at 8:30 this morning, the structure began to shake. Pillars snapped, the floors collapsed, and the world went dark, said one.
And these are the big questions that we as designers need to be looking at, and it's really intimidating because it's so intimidating to change the way that a system works, but you know, it's a really good time for designers because we do have to change the way that the system works, and that's redesigning things, and that's what we're here to do. So I hope that we can sort of figure out ways to make things better. Like right now, I guess I'm sort of experimenting with zero waste design and figuring out how do we create patterns and how do we create these designs that are beautiful and aesthetically pleasing that people would want to wear without making any waste, without creating any waste, because in production of clothing, like fabric is a square, right? But your body is not a square. Your body has all these curves and shapes. So when you have the square fabric, you're cutting out these pieces. And your fabric, you're creating 15, 30, 50% waste of your fabric. And how do we minimize that? But yeah, so I think the thing that just inspired me to come back to design and just to say I want to be a sustainable designer was just put me on Project Runway if you want. The idea that I've already progressed so much as a designer, I already care about this so much, like I can either abandon it and just say, screw fashion, I don't want to take part in this at all, or I can say I'm going to come in and I'm going to do my best and try to make things better for everyone involved in the industry and in the world. Fashion. Well, I hate fashion, so just kidding, of course. My goal is just, besides all of that, is just to be happy. And even if you don't achieve all of that, and even if the opportunity doesn't come your way, like just find happiness and be happy with what you're doing. Like if you died today, would you be happy with what you're doing? For me, absolutely yes, I would. And it took me a while to get to that point. But if there's things that you want to be doing, do them.